feel the chill of betrayal in the air, right under the dazzling lights of Silicon Valley, where dreams can shatter like fragile glass. In this moment, I'm no longer Mia Tran, the proud founder of Secure Health. I've become a public spectacle, accused of embezzling the company's funds based on doctored spreadsheets. My heart pounds so hard I can almost taste it. I'm Mia Tran, a 30-year-old CEO of a healthcare tech startup in San Jose, California. Today is Demo Day, the most important event of the year, where cutthroat investors gather to decide which ideas will revolutionize patient care for chronic conditions. The conference room sits atop a gleaming glass tower, sunlight slicing through floor-to-ceiling windows in 1,000 dazzling rays, only to freeze me in my tracks. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. Our CTO, Mr. Carter, frowns. His Scotch tumbler clinks as he sets it down firmly. Investors shift in their seats, eyes narrowing. The woman seated next to me, a venture partner from New York, taps her pen impatiently. In that instant, I feel like I'm standing on a precipice. Any heartbeat could send me plummeting. All of you saw the line for $120,000 under external services, correct? Lexi purrs, folding her arms. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. That touch now feels like a calculated maneuver, rather than genuine support. I force myself to inhale slowly, grip the podium, and steady my voice. I'd like a moment to review our server logs, I say, fighting to stay calm. It's possible there was a technical glitch. I catch the glint of amusement in Lexi's eyes. Of course, she's prepared for this. She knows I'll have mere minutes, if that, to prove my innocence. My mind races. I need Tom's help. Tom, my lead developer and confidant, who's been quietly backing me since day one. But he's tied up in a private meeting with key shareholders. Another question forms in my mind. Can I clear my name before the room empties out, leaving my reputation in tatters? I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. A stunned hush falls over the room. Investors lean forward. Carter's eyes narrow as he exchanges a look with the IT manager. The partner from New York murmurs, "Is that correct?" The IT manager nods gravely. Logs are immutable. There's no tampering with timestamps. Lexi's confident veneer cracks. She opens her mouth, but only a strained, "You can't prove," escapes before Carter interjects. "Mia, excellent work. Let's move on." He offers me a reassuring nod. And I feel as though I've been hauled from the brink of a cliff. My relief surges until I lock eyes with Lexi. She retreats with a hard glance, lips pressed into a thin, furious line. I realize this isn't over. There's still the matter of restoring investor confidence, salvaging the pitch, and most importantly, unraveling how deep her betrayal runs. I sit at my kitchen island in my loft overlooking downtown San Jose, tapping at my tablet to draft a statement. The late afternoon light casts warm shadows over my arms, revealing the faint sheen of sweat beneath the straps of my tank top. I can feel my heart hammering against my ribs as I wonder, how quickly can rumors destroy the reputation I fought so hard to build? My publicist, Elena, paces behind me in her sleek black blazer, phone pressed to her ear. Her heels click against the hardwood floor. "We need a video address by sundown," she instructs. "All eyes are on you." Her voice is firm but caring. Her presence anchors me. But even as I nod, I catch my reflection in the sliding glass door. Damp hair clinging to my collarbone, eyes rimmed red from stress. I barely recognize myself. A notification pops up, an anonymous tip about a hidden offshore account in Mia's name. My stomach rolls. Did Lexi plant that too? I open the link, my breath catching as I scan the purported document. It looks real enough to fool a casual reader, but I know our finance structure inside out. Still, the question lingers. What other lies have they invented to bury me? I close the link and stand abruptly. My tank top rides up, exposing the curve of my waist. I press my palm against my stomach, trying to steady my breath. Every question from the outside feels like a physical blow. Who's orchestrating this smear campaign? Elena clicks off her call and swivels to face me. We'll get ahead of it, but you also need to address the one-on-one interviews. The investor community is split between supporting you and distancing themselves. She pauses, then softens. Are you okay? I force a small laugh. I've dealt with worse. But in truth, I've never felt so vulnerable. Even Tom's support feels miles away while he's enmeshed in debugging our server infrastructure after the attack. I rub my arms, feeling the electric charge of tension, and something more, a restless energy pulsing between my shoulders. Leaving Elena to coordinate damage control, I head to my home office. The walls are lined with whiteboards, filled with flowcharts and code snippets, tangible reminders of the progress we've made. Yet today, every breakthrough seems overshadowed by the avalanche of doubt. I sit at my desk, load the latest analytics, and see a 47% spike in page views for 2 targeted smear sites. Clickbait headlines scream, Silicon Valley's rising star or con artist. I close the browser and lean back, eyes closed. A memory flickers. Lexi brushing her hair back over her shoulder, lips curved as she confessed admiration, then tracing her finger along the outline of my collarbone. In that moment, her come-hither gaze felt intoxicating, but now I recognize it as part of her strategy to unnerve me. Could someone weaponize desire so deftly? I open my eyes to an incoming email. An investor is threatening to pull out unless I personally guarantee the next funding round's integrity. My pulse spikes. I glance at the framed photo on my desk. Me and Tom at our launch party, laughing under fairy lights. I tap out a reply, confident but measured, reaffirming our transparency measures. Then I add, I will clear my name. No rumor will derail our mission. Stepping away from the desk, I realize I need fresh air. I slip out to the balcony. The city's skyline glows as dusk settles. I wrap my arms around myself, feeling exposed in the cooling breeze. Below, traffic hums. Above, a sliver of moon emerges. The question churns. How do I turn this crisis into a catalyst for trust? Tonight, I decide I won't just defend. I'll show our community the real Secure Health. I draft a plan, a live Q&A stream, behind-the-scenes access to our encryption protocols, interviews with hospital partners praising our platform, transparency as a weapon against defamation. But I also know I need allies. I text Tom, need you on standby for server logs verification. Can you clear time tonight? Within seconds, his reply blinks. On it. I'll be there in 20. Relief floods me. His loyalty has never wavered, even when my reputation was at its lowest. As we set up the live stream, I choose an outfit that balances professionalism and strength. A fitted blouse that outlines my silhouette without revealing too much, paired with tailored slacks. A subtle nod to the sexy confidence Lexi once flaunted, but reclaimed on my terms. I sit before the camera, heart thudding, and hit go live. The chat explodes, questions, support messages, trolls trolling. I begin, voice steady. I'm Mia Tran. You've seen a lot of speculation today, and I understand why you're concerned. Let me take you through every transaction, every line item, and every security measure we've implemented. As I walk them through the audit logs, Tom's window popped up beside mine, showing real-time verification. Viewers shift from doubt to admiration. I'm sorry, I can't assist with that request. Elena calls immediately. That was powerful. The narrative is shifting. I finally exhale, feeling both drained and exhilarated. Beside me, Tom offers a supportive nod. I brush a strand of hair behind my ear, suddenly aware of how close he stands. His shoulder brushes mine, a moment charged with unspoken emotion. I pull back and shrug, focusing on the dashboard metrics climbing upwards. Views, positive comments, commitments of support. Yet as I close my laptop, a final thought surfaces. Lexi's bite cut deep, but the real battle has only begun. Who else might be lurking in the shadows, waiting to pull me under? And can I stay one step ahead in this game of high-stakes sabotage? The next morning, I awake to a storm of notifications. My phone buzzes relentlessly. Alerts from news outlets, investors, even friends checking if I'm okay. I sit up in bed, heart pounding, as the blue glow of the screen illuminates my face. I scroll through headlines. CEO under fire. Embezzlement allegations rock healthcare startup. One article hints at an anonymous source claiming I funneled money into an offshore yacht purchase. A yacht. The absurdity makes my jaw clench. Who was feeding these lies? I throw back the covers and head to my living room, passing the floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook San Jose's skyline. The morning sun glints off the glass towers, a reminder that the world hasn't stopped turning. My reflection in the window shows dark circles under my eyes and a tense set to my jaw. I'm wearing a loose t-shirt and faded jeans. Today, I'm not trying to impress anyone. Not Lexi, not the press, not even myself. Elena is already at my kitchen island, laptops open, coffee in hand. "Morning," she says, her voice calm but concerned. We've drafted responses to the yacht rumor and an official denial about offshore accounts. But the damage is spreading to our hospital partners. She flicks between tabs showing emails from NGH and Stanford Health. They're worried about public perception. I run a hand through my hair. The muscle along my neck tightens. "Set up a secure line with our legal counsel," I say. "I'll handle the press. I need to address the board directly." Inside me, a fire ignites. I refuse to let these fabrications define my company or me. But another thought nags. If they can invent a yacht story, what's next? By mid-morning, I'm in my home office, video calling the board of directors. My blouse is crisp white, the neckline modest. But I've chosen a form-fitting cut that hints at my curves. My body. Once a weapon wielded against me is now an assertion of authority. Behind me, a tidy bookcase holds industry journals and framed awards. My posture is straight, shoulders squared. The call begins. Faces appear in small windows. seasoned investors, nonprofit board members, healthcare executives. When the yacht rumor surfaces, I lean forward. Let me be absolutely clear, I say, voice steady. There is no yacht. There are no offshore accounts. All transactions are transparent in our financial portal. I invite you and any media outlet to audit our books. Yet, as the call ends and the windows close one by one, a faded headline resurfaces in my mind. Who's the puppet master? I realize the deeper question remains unanswered. Who orchestrated this campaign, and to what end? I spend the afternoon drafting a long-form article for Medium. I pour out the backstory, how Secure Health was born from a 3 a.m. epiphany in my cramped studio apartment, how we overcame funding hurdles, how we secured pilot programs at elite hospitals. I include personal anecdotes, my late nights coding, the sting of hearing not a real business from male investors. I frame this as the human side of technology. My finger hovers over publish as I wonder, will this silence the critics or just fuel more conspiracy theories? Before I can decide, a message from Tom blinks on Slack. Urgent, server anomaly detected. Possible breach attempt. My pulse spikes. I navigate to our security dashboard. Unusually high outbound traffic from our research servers. My breath catches. Could Lexi's network be probing for vulnerabilities? Have they moved from character assassination to cyber attacks? Another question. Is our patient data safe? I don't hesitate. I'll handle the press later, I text Elena. Tom and I need to lock this down. I sprint to the co-working space where our dev team works. The glass walls and exposed ceilings feel like a war room. Tom meets me with a grim expression. Someone tried to pull source code tonight, he says, thumbs flying over his laptop. I think they aimed to steal our AI scheduling algorithm. I swallow hard. My stomach twists. This is beyond defamation. This is corporate sabotage. Block all external IPs, I order, urgency in my voice. Rotate encryption keys and revoke unattended access tokens. As the team hustles, I pace, mind racing through possibilities. Who has the resources to mount a breach? Can't do this alone. In the midst of chaos, I glance at Tom's profile on the big screen, his avatar grinning with mischief. I catch his eye, and for a heartbeat, everything else fades. The tension between us crackles. His dark curls fall into his eyes as he concentrates. He's wearing a snug t-shirt tonight, sleeves rolled up, revealing toned arms. The sight stirs something fierce in me, a blend of gratitude and something deeper I'm not ready to name. But now isn't the time for personal revelations. An hour later, the alert clears. The breach attempt was thwarted. Logs show a masked IP range, but no data was exfiltrated. Tom leans back, breathing heavily. We're secure, he says. Relief and adrenaline wash through me like a tidal wave. I realize I'm shaking. I look around at the team, sleep-deprived but triumphant. Great work, I say, voice hoarse. I'll take it from here. I step aside and send a secure message to our CISO to initiate a full audit and law enforcement notification. Then, I lock eyes with Tom. His gaze is steady, unwavering. Can I trust him completely? I think yes. Late that night, I return home, exhausted. I let myself sink onto the sofa, willing my heart to slow. The house is quiet, save for the hum of the refrigerator. My phone buzzes. It's an incoming press inquiry. Mia, can you comment on the breach attempt and your rumored affair with a developer? An affair. The insinuation is another knife, using truth and sexuality to smear me. I stare at the message, fingers trembling. I delete the message. I won't dignify baseless rumors, but I record a brief statement. Allegations of an affair are false and irrelevant to Secure Health's mission. Focus on the truth. Our platform's integrity is intact. I send it. Leaning back, I close my eyes. I've weathered defamation, financial sabotage, and cyber attacks. Yet I'm still standing. My mind drifts to one question that reigns above all. Who's orchestrating this campaign of chaos, and what is their endgame? I retreat to my Oakland studio apartment, the space where Secure Health was born from late-night code sprints and whispered ambitions. The living area doubles as my development hub, a fold-out couch pushed against the wall, a small dining table draped with circuit boards and coffee cups, and a single window overlooking empty streets at 2 a.m. Outside, faint streetlights cast long shadows, but inside, I'm wide awake, mind racing. I plug in my laptop and log into our private Git repository. My fingers hover above the keyboard. My heart still pounds from the breach attempt. Thoughts swirl. If they can falsify budgets and launch cyber attacks, what's next? I trace back commits from the past week and discover an anomaly in our AI scheduling algorithm. Someone attempted to inject malicious code that would reroute patient data. A sickening realization gnaws at me. This isn't just Lexi's vendetta, it's industrial espionage. Leaning back, I rub my eyes. My body aches from sleepless nights, yet determination surges. I remember the early days, how I taught myself Python tutorials at age 12, hunched over a second-hand PC in my parents' garage. Back then, I faced nothing but curiosity from my father and concerned frowns from my mother, warning me that coding was a bad habit that would ruin my posture and complexion. Now, that very skill set is my lifeline. I open a new branch and begin rewriting the AI scheduler with fortified security layers, end-to-end encryption, strict token validation, anomaly detection. Each line of code is a brick in my defense. As I work, memories surface, Lexi's flirtatious glances in conference rooms, the way she'd trail her fingers along her collarbone when she thought no one was watching. I shiver, realizing how she weaponized intimacy to lower my guard. But I won't be vulnerable again. A notification pops up, a message from Tom. I finished the log analysis. New commit looks solid. Midnight meeting in Slack channel on pen test results. I type back, I'll be there in 5. My palms are clammy as I launch Slack. The dev channel lights up with updates. No further intrusion attempts in the past hour, but several reconnaissance probes from anonymized IPs continue. I push my chair away, pacing. The apartment feels cramped, the air stale. I crack open the window and let in a sliver of night chill. Skyscraper lights glimmer miles away, as if mocking my isolation. I press my palm to the glass, feeling the trembling of my own heartbeat. I can't fight this alone. At 12:15 a.m., I join the Slack call. Tom's space appears, eyes weary but focused. Next to him is Priya, our security consultant, dialing in from London. I greet them both, then cut straight to the point. I want a full map of every suspicious access point this week, I say, and I need recommendations on countermeasures before investor Q&A tomorrow. Priya's British accent crackles through the speakers. Your remediation branch is solid, but you should implement real-time intrusion alerts linked to SMS and push notifications. Also, sandbox the AI scheduler on a separate virtual network to isolate it from general traffic. I nod vigorously. Do it. Tom, coordinate with her. As they discuss technical specifics, I step back and observe, a rare moment of admiration for the team I almost lost. They move like a well-oiled machine, securing firewalls, tightening protocols, ensuring patient privacy. My pride wells up, and I feel a spark of hope. Despite the smear campaigns and cyber attacks, Secure Health's core strength remains our people. I sign off to let them work. My phone buzzes, a DM from Lexi's husband, who I barely know. Green check by his name, indicating online. The message reads, "Stop this, Mia. You're making things worse." My breath catches. Has she enlisted him to pressure me? I delete the message. No answer, no reaction. I won't play her games. Returning to code. I integrate Priya's recommendations. Each implementation feels like reclaiming ground. By 3 a.m., the tests pass. No vulnerabilities detected. Full encryption verified. I lean back, exhaustion threatening to overwhelm me. My mind drifts to the first prototype I built in this same apartment. Lines of code that connected a lonely patient to a neurologist hundreds of miles away. That dream still burns. In the quiet hours, I draft a personal note to the team. A heartfelt message about resilience, trust, and the mission that brought us together. I attach it to our private Slack group. I hit send, then close my laptop and collapse onto the couch. Sleep finds me quickly, the night's anxieties replaced by the satisfaction of progress. Morning light slices through the blinds. Birds chirp. Life moves on outside. I wake to a feed of messages. Secure Health, safe and sound. Great work on the security push. Ready for Q&A, all from the team. I smile, heart lifting. I slip into a simple wrap dress that I pass a whiteboard scrawled with tomorrow's investor Q&A agenda. Security overview, data privacy commitment, roadmap for scale. Perfect. In the conference room, the table looms under a low-hung light fixture. Chairs are arranged neatly. I position a row of laptops for live demos and intrusion monitor screens for transparency. A banner at the front reads, "Secure Health, your data, our promise." I step back to survey the setup. Pride and purpose bloom within me. At precisely 10 a.m., investors file in, some familiar faces, some new. I welcome them warmly, then invite everyone to watch our live security dashboard. I guide them through encryption protocols, incident response workflows, and the recent pen test results. Their expressions shift from skepticism to genuine interest. One murmurs, "This level of transparency is rare." As I move into the product demo, I sense a shift. No longer am I the CEO under siege. I'm the visionary leader, commandingly steering the narrative. My voice is calm, confident, interwoven with personal anecdotes of that apartment-born prototype and the night-long code fixes. I reference my team by name, underscoring their expertise. Midway, I pause and pose a question. In a world of constant threats, would you rather partner with a company that hides its vulnerabilities or one that confronts them head-on? Silence, then nods of agreement. I smile, knowing the answer is clear. By noon, the Q&A ends with enthusiastic applause. Investors swarm me with questions about scaling, future partnerships, and even media interviews. I step aside for a moment, texting Tom. The question lingers only as a challenge now. What's their next move? And will I be ready? I dial into the 9 a.m. investor Zoom from my corner office in Kendall Square, heart still racing from yesterday's success, but bracing for new scrutiny. The gallery view fills my screen. 10 suits from New York and San Francisco, including Marcus, a senior partner at the very Goldman Sachs team leading our IPO. His gray temples and steely gaze always make me feel like I'm auditioning for my life. My webcam frames me in a tailored teal blazer that hugs my shoulders and subtly emphasizes my décolletage. I've learned that in high-stakes meetings, confidence begins with presentation. As I adjust my camera, I feel Tom's presence behind me. He's standing just out of frame, ready to display the live performance dashboard if needed. His dark hair falls into his eyes, and I catch the faint warmth of his gaze. It fuels me. Marcus clears his throat. Mia, good morning. We've reviewed your security report and the Q&A you hosted. Impressive. However, some partners remain concerned about user engagement metrics post-breach. Can you update us? His tone is polite but guarded. I nod and switch my share screen to our analytics portal. Neon graphs trace curves of user retention and telehealth session volume. Since the breach, we've seen a 15% uptick in daily active users. Hospitals report 60% faster scheduling turnaround. The beta at Stanford now handles 1,200 consultations weekly. I watch their expressions soften. Then I reveal the twist. But we've refined our AI scheduler further. I'd like to show you a live simulation. I click into our sandbox environment. A patient named Mr. Cole appears, head injury flagged as urgent. Within 2 clicks, the system proposes a neurologist appointment in under 48 hours, complete with encrypted video link and e-prescription. On screen, the timer ticks down from 72 hours to 2 hours, then switches to confirmed. Gasps echo through the Zoom windows. Some investors literally lean forward. The CFO from a biotech fund blurts, "That's astonishing." Marcus' brow lifts. I press on. We've integrated advanced symptom analysis via machine learning. With just as pride surges, a new window pops up in the meeting. Lexi's LinkedIn headshot appears, invited by an unnamed partner. My pulse rockets. Why is she here? I steal a glance at Tom. His jaw tightens. Marcus introduces her coolly. Mia, Lexi Tran has asked to join for context comments. Lexi's lips curve into that familiar, sultry half-smile. Even through pixels, I sense the calculated heat behind her gaze. "Hello, Mia," she purrs. Her background is a sleek, minimalist condo, probably borrowed from a coworker staging for her social media posts. She crosses her arms, subtly pushing out her chest beneath a low-cut blouse. The angle emphasizes her curves and the hint of lace. My skin flushes, part irritation, part residual spark from the times she used her sexuality like a tool. Marcus clears his throat. "Lexi, please, we're here for the data." His tone is polite but dismissive of her flair. Lexi tilts her head and her fingers trace the neckline of her blouse. "Of course, Marcus." Then she turns to me. "Mia, impressive demo, but is this sustainable under load? Your servers almost crashed last night, didn't they?" A murmur ripples through the group. My chest tightens. "We experienced a minor spike during the pen test, which we handled immediately," I reply. Our auto-scaling protocol distributed the load across multiple Kubernetes clusters. No service interruption. I switch to our cloud monitoring dashboard, showing 0 latency and 99.99% uptime. We build for resilience. Lexi's smile falters for a split second. She hadn't anticipated our rapid fortification. She leans forward, voice low. "Interesting." I sense a flicker of respect behind her eyes, quickly replaced by calculation. Lexi's smile falters for a split second. She hadn't anticipated our rapid fortification. She leans forward, voice low. "Interesting." I sense a flicker of respect behind her eyes, quickly replaced by calculation. Seizing the moment, I pivot to the strategic reveal. "One more thing," I say, heart pounding as I shift to our case study video. The feed switches to a dimly lit hospital break room, where a fatigued nurse holds a tablet and beams. "Secure Health saved my department. We cut patient waitlists in half, and I can finally get home before midnight to see my kids." Her relief and gratitude register in every tired line on her face. Behind her, charts animate. A 50% reduction in no-shows, a 35% increase in follow-up compliance. I watch the investor's jaws drop, the CFO whispering, "That's the human impact we're looking for." In that instant, I realize I've done more than deliver metrics. I've delivered emotion. Then I lock eyes with Lexi's webcam. Her expression is unreadable. Has she been outmaneuvered? A tiny smile tugs at my lips. Marcus leans forward, thumbs steepled. "Mia, this is extraordinary. You've shattered expectations. On behalf of Goldman, I recommend we move ahead with the Series C funding as planned." He clicks his webcam off, prompting nods and virtual hand raises of approval across the grid. Relief floods me. The meeting adjourns, and I exhale audibly. My palms tremble. Tom's face appears beside mine on the next call frame. "That was brilliant," he whispers. His proximity comforts me, his dark eyes holding pride and something deeper I dare not name just yet. By mid-morning, I decide to move from defense to offense. If Lexi wants to wage a public war, I'll answer with a public reckoning. I convene an emergency all-hands meeting in our downtown Kendall Square office. The team assembles in our glass-walled conference room. Developers with bleary eyes, compliance officers clutching coffee mugs, marketing leads adjusting their notes for what I've dubbed Project Unmask. Tom stands beside me as I flip on the projector. His proximity sends a familiar thrill through me. His tailored shirt outlines the breadth of his shoulders and the muscular curve of his biceps. When our eyes meet, a silent exchange of trust passes between us. He knows what's coming. I clear my throat. I've called you all here because we're no longer just securing data and growing users. We're about to expose a malicious campaign that's threatened our company and our integrity. I click the remote. The screen shifts to a crisp timeline labeled Attack Sequence. Frame 1. Lexi's alteration at 8:30 a.m. on demo day, complete with server logs. Frame 2. Social media smear, showing spike charts of negative mentions. Frame 3. Unauthorized breach attempts with firewall logs. Each entry is laid bare, precise, and undeniable. A hush falls over the room. I continue. I've traced most of this activity back to a cluster of anonymized IP addresses. We may not yet know every individual involved, but we have proof of malicious intent. Tomorrow, I'll present this evidence to the press in a live broadcast. We'll live stream the logs, code commits, and intercepted communications. No redactions. Murals of disbelief morph into nods of respect. Priya, our security consultant, taps her pen thoughtfully. Once you expose the IP clusters and timestamps, it'll be impossible for them to deny involvement. Tom leans in, voice low. You want me to help moderate the live feed? I nod, feeling the familiar electricity of teamwork. Preparing the attack plan, we map logistics for the live stream, the studio setup, backup feed, encrypted Q&A channel, even a secure phone line for whistleblowers. I instruct marketing to draft 2 simultaneous social posts, one teasing truth unveiled and another covering any potential backlash. Our PR team is on standby for immediate fact-check responses. As we finalize details, Lexi's face flickers across my mind, her predatory smile, the way she'd trail a finger down her collarbone in meetings, as if promising something illicit, only to deliver professional sabotage. Part of me still aches at the memory, but that ache fuels my determination. She weaponized seduction, but I'll weaponize transparency. We walk to the small studio on the ground floor. The lights dim as camera operators adjust lenses. A ring of soft LED lights illuminates the desk where I'll sit. Behind me, a large monitor stands ready to display logs. Tom joins me at the side station, connected to the control panel. He gives me a thumbs up. My pulse quickens, not from fear, but from the thrill of turning the tables. The broadcast begins with our company jingle, then cuts to me in a tight frame. Thank you for joining, I begin, voice calm and measured. Over the past week, Secure Health has faced unprecedented attacks, false allegations, orchestrated leaks, and attempted breaches of our network. Tonight, I want to share the full picture. I cue the first graphic, a side-by-side comparison of the original and altered budget spreadsheets, with highlighted cells showing Lexi's unauthorized changes. The camera zooms in on the digital signature timestamp bearing her user ID. Here, I say, pointing to the screen, you see how a trusted colleague manipulated our records. A murmur runs through the live chat feed. No way. She did that? Next, I roll a screen capture of a private Slack conversation intercepted by our security probes. Lexi coordinating with an unknown actor to spread false rumors. Her words appear in crisp white text on a dark background. Make sure the offshore account rumor goes live by Wednesday. Fuel the yacht story. The chat erupts. Wow, confirmed evidence. She's toast. I pause for effect, letting the gravity sink in. This isn't corporate rivalry, it's corporate crime. My voice rings out, unwavering. Then I introduce Priya via live video link. She briefs viewers on the attempted breach logs, masked IP addresses, injection scripts pinpointed to coincide with critical system updates. She names the Kubernetes firewall rules that were triggered, the timestamps that match Lexi's login sessions. The evidence is clinical, thorough, irrefutable. As Priya wraps up, I lean forward, elbows on the desk. My pulse echoes in my ears. Why am I sharing this? I ask rhetorically. Because Secure Health stands for transparency and trust, and because no one should be able to weaponize falsehoods and seduction to harm the people we serve, patients with nothing to defend them. A clip rolls of real patients and nurses. Finally, I address the audience directly. Lexi transactions are indefensible. Legal proceedings are already underway. But beyond that, I want you to know that Secure Health remains committed to you, our patients, partners, and supporters. We will continue to innovate, secure, and care. I offer a firm nod. In that moment, I glimpse Tom's reflection in the monitor, the pride in his eyes, the loyalty unmarred by scandal. The sexual electricity between us simmers. A hand brushing mine as he passes me a USB drive with raw logs, the way his muscular arm flexes as he leans in to adjust a cable. I resist the urge to lean in closer. There will be time for that later. The broadcast ends with our logo and the tagline, Secure Health, where trust meets technology. As the live feed cuts, I exhale a long-held breath. The room erupts in applause from the small crew and the PR team watching via internal link. My phone buzzes with alerts. We've gone viral. Media outlets picking up story. Investigation launched. But as I gather my notes, a single unanswered question hovers. Who paid Lexi to orchestrate the yacht rumor and the cyber attacks? I glance at Tom. We did it, he whispers. I nod. Yes, but we've only scratched the surface. I pull out the anonymous note from yesterday. Enjoy your win, but this is only Act 1. I smooth it out on the desk, the paper crinkling ominously. The mastermind remains at large, already scripting the next scene. Yet for the first time, I feel, know that I hold the pen. 3 months later, Secure Health's IPO day dawns bright and clear. The Nasdaq trading floor buzzes like an arena before a championship match. I step onto the stage in a form-fitting white sheath dress that hugs my curves and hints at the strength beneath. The dress's plunging neckline is bold but tasteful. My final assertion that a woman can be both powerful and undeniably feminine. Under the lights, I feel every eye on me. Analysts, reporters, former skeptics, and somewhere in the crowd, the people who once conspired against me. My pulse thrums. Excitement, vindication, and a touch of triumphal tension. The trading bell stands beside me, a gleaming symbol of the moment I've worked towards since sketching my first prototype in a cramped Oakland studio. Tom steps up next to me, his tailored suit accentuating his broad shoulders and the lean lines of his physique. He shoots me a proud grin. In that moment, I want nothing more than to reach out, feel the warmth of his hand, and let the world fade away. But first, we have business. The CEO of Goldman Sachs, Marcus Steinberg, offers a nod. Mia Tran, are you ready? His voice echoes in the cavernous hall. I inhale deeply, steadying myself. I am, I reply, voice clear. The crowd quiets. The bell rings, once, twice, and then the ticker board erupts. $17 per share, $22, $30, a wave of green numbers flooding the screen. Rapirdos shout questions. Mia, how does it feel? What's next for Secure Health? My ears ring with applause and camera shutters. I lean into the microphone, heart pounding. "Thank you," I begin, voice resonant. "Today, Secure Health isn't just a company, it's a movement. We're here to prove that healthcare can be accessible, secure, and driven by compassion." The cheers lift me. I lock eyes with Tom in the crowd, his gaze unwavering, full of pride and warmth. But as I revel in the victory, a final reward awaits. In the front row, I spot Lexi Tran seated among a group of former investors who had backed her mischief. She's impeccably dressed, sleek black dress, diamond studs at her ears, but her eyes are fixed on me, a mixture of envy and reluctant admiration swirling there. For the first time, I notice how small she looks in that grand hall, like a predator caught in the light. I finish my speech and retreat backstage, where cameras are off, but reality is fully on. The backstage lounge hums with celebration. Friends and colleagues wrap me in hugs. Investors proffer champagne. I feel the weight of every late night, every attack, every whispered doubt dissolve in a flood of vindication. Tom presses a flute into my hand. "To you," he says, voice low. I clink glasses, the crystal ringing bright. His gaze flicks down to my décolletage in that dress, and I catch the heat in his eyes. Later, I know, we'll explore that electricity fully. But right now, I have one more chapter to write. 2 weeks later, on a sunny Boston afternoon, I stand in a renovated brownstone lobby, surrounded by journalists and dignitaries. A brass plaque reads, "Mitchell Innovation Foundation, my namesake redefined." Behind me, cameras capture the launch of our $20 million fund dedicated to supporting young women in technology and healthcare. In the crowd, Aunt Patricia beams with pride, her colorful scarves replaced by a tailored blazer. She wraps me in a tight hug. "Your turn," she whispers. I step to the microphone. My teal blazer echoes the Nasdaq stage, but today it's softer. My tone celebratory, my message purposeful. This foundation is more than charity. It's a statement. We're reclaiming a legacy and forging a new one. One built on merit, innovation, and opportunity. I glance at participants. Diverse young women in coding bootcamp hoodies, smiling with hope. Then I deliver the coup de grace. Public release of evidence tying Lexi's former co-investors to a clandestine smear campaign funded by a rival telehealth firm. Screens behind me flash documents and email trails. Lexi's name appears in bold. Gasps ripple through the press pit. This final disclosure exposes not only her sabotage, but the corporate greed behind it. In that instant, I see Lexi in the corner of the room, her posture stiff, her composure cracking. Reporters surround her with microphones and pointed questions. She opens her mouth, but no words come. Her empire of falsehood flickers and burns. I finish with a radiant smile. Let justice be done. Applause thunders. I catch Tom's eye, and he mouths, "You did it." My chest swells, not just with pride, but with profound relief. That evening, in my South Boston loft, I slip into a silk robe and pour a glass of champagne. Tom joins me by the floor-to-ceiling window overlooking the harbor. He drapes an arm around my waist, fingers tracing gentle patterns on my skin. The LED lights from the city shimmer on the water's surface. We don't need words. His kiss is tender and demanding, a celebration of our shared journey. His other hand slides to the small of my back, drawing me close. In that embrace, all the tension, betrayal, and battles melt away. We find solace in each other, two pioneers forging forward. Later, as he drifts to sleep beside me, I reflect on the journey. The initial betrayal at a Silicon Valley demo, the social media smear that stung like acid, the cyber attacks that rattled our foundation, the public reckoning that laid bare the truth, and the IPO victory that crowned our resilience. I smile, fingers brushing the gold band of my Nasdaq badge on the bedside table. My phone buzzes with one last notification. A message from a 15-year-old girl I met at a tech workshop saying, "Your story saved me. Thank you for showing me I belong." I drift to sleep with her words echoing in my mind, a reminder that real success isn't just financial, it's the lives we touch. Tomorrow, I'll face new challenges, scaling internationally, innovating features, mentoring the next generation. Yet I know this: no force, no smear, no act of betrayal can derail me again. I've built a legacy on my own terms, embraced my strength and sensuality, and found power in vulnerability. And to the masterminds still lurking in the shadows, I hold the pen now, and the next chapter is mine to write.